Welcome to episode 2 of the Arcade Racer podcast. I'm your host, Trigger, and of course, I'm joined by my co-host, Steven. But today we have a very special guest by the name of Alex VII. He is the expert when it comes to everything test drive. He covers Test Drive 1, 2, and of course, the new Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown on his YouTube channel. There's links in the description down below if you want to check him out, or if you want to learn anything about Test Drive. He is the guy to go to, and it was an absolute pleasure talking with him. He's extremely knowledgeable on the subject, and so because Test Drive is coming out so soon, I really wanted to get someone like this on the podcast. So once again, thank you so much to Alex VII for sitting down with us. Enjoy. I kind of want to start with just like a little bit about you, if that's cool.
Yeah.
First thing is, how long have you been making content?
Okay. Oh, is this like starting right now? Okay.
It's loose, man. We'll just do whatever.
Okay. So how did I start creating content?
Yeah.
I probably have to go way back. I actually started this year. My channel turns 10 years old in November. So I started off making if you don't mind, I actually need to remember this. I have to look at my channel again.
Go for it, dude.
It's been a long time, man.
I noticed that you had I think it was 800 videos or something.
Yeah. I have a lot. And
that's crazy.
It's not just spanning Test Drive 2. There was a time where Destiny was like the main thing uploaded on my YouTube channel.
So we have we got some history with Destiny, dude.
I think everybody's gone through like a crazy Destiny phase.
For sure. Honestly, bro, it was the game when it first came out, man, that game was fire. There's no denying it. It was a really fun game. Yeah. No denying that at all. When I first, I started doing like random Let's Plays, like Last of Us Remastered on PS4, Watch Dogs 1. Then there's the beta campaign for Destiny, and that did well on my channel. So I was like, okay, let me just start doing Destiny. And this was in high school, man. So then after that, came back, stopped doing it after the Taken King, because I don't know if you guys remember, after that it was kind of dry.
It was.
Content-wise.
Yes,
yeah.
It was.
So I was like, okay, I can't really continue doing this. I wasn't like, I love Destiny, but as I'm sure you guys also do YouTube, it's hard to do YouTube if you don't enjoy the content you're creating.
100%.
So I was like, yeah, I can't do this. And then came back, did like some IRL car content with the BMW build that I had, and then sold that. COVID happened, and I was like, okay, let me just check something. Lo and behold, there was a Reddit post of TDU3 happening, and I was like, there's no way. So I just started creating videos on that, which is funny because when Test Drive Unlimited 2 came out, I played that to death. But YouTube at that time wasn't
right.
I wasn't really uploading on YouTube like that because you used to have the game capture. 2011.
2011. Okay.
Yeah, it's a long time, man. Time flies, honestly.
I don't remember when YouTube started, but I know it's the early 2000s. I think
somewhere
around 2003 or 4, if I'm not mistaken. So it was
definitely...
it was a baby at 2011. YouTube was a baby, so
yeah, it was. Man, if you think about it, like social media wise, man, it's been a while.
It's crazy.
We've seen a lot.
Absolutely crazy. All right, sorry, go on. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no worries. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It started doing Test Drive Unlimited content, and now here I am.
It's wild, man.
Wouldn't have expected it. Yeah.
So take me through the decision to do Test Drive content, because you enjoyed Test Drive Unlimited 2, you said, or did you play 1 also?
So I actually didn't play Test Drive Unlimited 1. How I found about Test Drive Unlimited 2, there was a trailer that came out, and it was like houses, this island you could go across. I was like, what on earth? Why have I not heard about this before?
Yeah.
So that was like E3 around that time. I saw the trailer, and then I got it. It launched February, and I got it around summer that year, and started playing it. So loved that game. I didn't know about Test Drive. I knew about TDU1, but never played it until 2020, actually.
Wow.
Funnily enough. That's when I started doing YouTube content. Someone showed me, they're like, here's a download file, here's a save game, try it.
Yeah, give it a shot.
And yeah, I loved it. That's a totally different story though, TD1. I want to lose track, man. What was the question again?
I just wondering how you started with
Oh,
content. Yeah. How the
yeah, yeah.
channel, what was the birth of the channel? But I think we covered it. I just was curious because I noticed you had a ton of videos on there, and obviously
Mm-hmm.
you're a grinder, you're consistent, you're posting every couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, weekly content from the channel. So I was
Thank
just
you, thank
curious.
you.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
just
man.
curious.
It was after like I found out because I've kind of always liked creating content,
Hmm.
so it's easy for me to come back to YouTube. But when I heard about we now know as Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. When I heard about TD3, I was like, okay, I love cars
Hmm.
and I love games, so I don't like this is my first time actually deciding to do racing game content. And I love it so far, man. I love it.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
did you feel like as a creator you felt like there was maybe an opportunity with a game that's like completely fresh? You had the ability to like sort of ride the hype cycle,
Mm-hmm.
like leading up to the game's release, and then hopefully we all hope that when we make content on a game that we're going to get some post-launch support and some updates. And
Yeah.
unfortunately for me, I chose a game
Yeah.
where there's very, very little
Just
post-launch
doesn't
support.
happen.
But was that
I
like
do wish the best
yeah,
for Need for Speed, by the way, man. It's unfortunate.
it's yeah, that's a story for another day. But was that kind of going through your mind as you were deciding like I want to make content on Test Drive Unlimited 3 now Solar Crown?
Mm. So, but originally, because we thought that before it got delayed, we thought it was going to release in 2022.
Mhm.
So, in terms of this game getting good post-launch content, I think the potential's there. I still think test the series as a whole because of its lifestyle and racing features. The like post-launch can be a lot more eventful, if you know what I'm saying. It's kind of like all along those lines of GT Online for being
Yes.
because you have the lifestyle features, you have the cars. So compared to like games like Forza Horizon, for example, you can't really incorporate the lifestyle features as an update because it's not there
Right.
as part of the gameplay. So
Right.
for Test Drive, I think because I mean, looking at it, it's Nakon's one of their most expensive produced games. If they don't see a return on investment, they're not going to be too happy. And even from a business standpoint, so post launch, KT have also done pretty good post launch content, even on their past games.
Mhm.
So I see it being good, man.
Good.
It depends. It depends though. You can never really know for sure until it happens, as
No.
we've learned many times.
Yep. I've said this way too many times on my channel, but I basically have built my entire channel on a game that received no updates 6 months after it came out. I started with Heat, basically. I mean, I started before that, but like Heat was
Yeah.
like that's where things started taking off, and they stopped making content around. See, the final like actual content update was like March, and then we got another update in that following like June or like end of June or July, and that was just like basically like crossplay. They just introduced crossplay, and that was it. That was it. And so then for 3 years during COVID, I just kept making content, and so I know all about games with no post-launch support. My entire channel's built on it. Unfortunately, I would much rather have a game like Destiny that has
Just fresh, dude.
tons of fresh content very often. But anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. How do you enjoy it though? I mean, are you finding YouTube to be something that you want to do long term? Is there any goals? Like, where do you want your channel to go? Like, where do you want to take it?
Okay. So, well, before I even had to think about it, I had to finish school no matter what.
Okay. What are you going to school for?
Aerospace.
Oh,
So not a astronaut.
I was gonna say
Not that far ahead. I don't have my master's or anything. No. Just aerospace engineering. I wish, man. For just that. But so I'm kind of like flexible with my goals at the moment. But no matter what, I want at least a year after TDUSC releases, I'm gonna be uploading content, no
Got
matter
it.
what. Whether it blows up, whether my channel doesn't do anything, I'm still gonna do. So at the end of the day, I kind of enjoy uploading content, and I've always done it even throughout school and throughout work as well.
Yeah.
So I'm not that worried, but 100,000 is my goal.
Yep. It's a good
If
goal.
I have to choose one, 100,000.
That's a good goal.
I'm actually almost there. I'm like 10 off, not 10 off 100,000, 10 off a quarter of 100,000.
You're
So
pretty.
that's my goal for hopefully. Fingers crossed.
I think it's possible, man.
Yeah.
It's possible because your content is it's entertaining, it's informative.
Yeah, thank you, man.
You're honestly, before we did this, I sat down and I tried to catch up a little bit on TDU and just familiarize myself with it because I have zero knowledge on that game. I'd never played TDU 1 or 2. It's not something that was in my wheelhouse. So, but I knew I wanted to have someone like you on who we could talk about.
Thank you.
The game. So I appreciate.
Actually,
yeah.
I can ask you two a question because I was watching your previous podcast and you went over TDUSC as well, but you're saying you in the podcast didn't really know a lot. Like, let me ask your opinions on it. Like, based on what you guys have you seen the recent trailers or the newsletters or anything?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the game so far?
I think it looks pretty cool. Something new. I don't know too much about it. Like I was saying in the last one, I played it when I was younger. First one, but like I didn't actually play the game. Like I would just drive around the cars and stuff like that. So I don't know too much about what the game actually is. But the trailers and everything, it looks sick.
Okay. Hopefully, well, I assume also you were going over Motorfest as well. So I think those are the two open world races we will potentially have this year, assuming everything goes well for both of them.
I'm actually looking forward to Motorfest a little bit more than Test Drive, just because I'm more familiar with it. I've hundreds of hours in the Crew 2.
Yeah, the Crew 2 was really good.
It's by far the most underrated game out there right now.
I agree with you.
As far as
100%.
racing games, as far as racing games. So I think I'm definitely looking forward to that. If they bring more of the same, I think that'll be a nice game. But there's also games like Car X Street, which is right now it's just a mobile game, but when they do port it to PC, I think it has potential. It might not ever be as big as the Crew or Need for Speed or Test Drive or any of those, but I think it's got some potential because it looks really nice on mobile. So if they do a good job with the port, I think it could play nice, and I think it could be sort of like someone's emergency game. If they just are tired of Need for Speed and they just want to go to that and play a similar feeling game. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But I'm glad you asked the question about us two, like not knowing much about the Test Drive, because it was one of the points that I wrote down. I would love for you to sell the two of us on Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Two people that don't know anything about the game. The reason I want you to do this is because I think there is a healthy audience out there that doesn't know anything about Test Drive, and the information they're getting is from YouTubers. They're not necessarily reading the letters, although the Test Drive fans are. But I'm talking about the general racing fan. I think there's this need out there for a good racing game, and so I think if someone like you, who knows a lot about the game, could sell the game to someone like us, who we don't know anything, it'd be good information for other people.
Is this my job right now?
That's your job. Sell it.
All right. How do I start this? So, we can probably start with the map. Have you guys know where it is, right? Hong Kong Island.
Yep.
So far, 1-to-1 scale.
Yep.
Okay, so off just like one-off facts right now. Almost triple the asphalt roads than Forza Horizon 5.
Wow.
3 times the roads.
That's a ton.
It's slightly smaller though, but because of the road to area, it's going to be the densest racing game map of all time.
Wow.
That we've had so far. Like compared to all the Need for Speeds, even Test Drive Limited, they're not as dense, to be fair. All the Forza Horizons, it's the densest map. Longest tunnel ever in an open-world racing game from Forza Horizon. So the map, exploration-wise, even if I'm sure you probably heard Kiloton have done the WSC series. So their level design is pretty good. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the WSC games. If you look at some of the comparisons, like people do comparisons from IRL to the game, it's honestly some parts it's actually uncanny if you're looking at it. There's actually some really good comparisons on YouTube. But the map design is gonna be good. The only thing that I can't really account for is sound. Because obviously the Kyoto haven't done a road game yet. It's only really been WRC.
Sure.
So the sound of cars, I'm honestly, it's hard to say.
Not
Like
sure.
I don't want to say it's gonna be bad, but obviously
Yeah.
I want to sell you, but I also want to set some realistic
it.
expectations at the same time. I'm
So-
gonna say it's gonna be the godsend of sound design.
It's fair to say that you're just not sure, and it's one of the question marks going into the game. You don't know if it's going to be good or bad, but hopefully, obviously, hopefully it's good. Do you expect good off-roading? Because that
yes, I think to be fair, I'm actually interested in Motorfest's off-roading as well because Oahu has some good off-roading spots, and from the trailer, I'm interested to see if the new physics kind of aligns with that. But Kiloton, obviously doing WRC, their off-roading physics is top notch. And some of the off-roading routes around Hong Kong Island and what they've turned into off-roading routes are going to be incredible in terms of views and driving experience.
Awesome.
So compared to bar for bar, if we're being honest here, don't get me wrong, I love Forza Horizon. I want to say I love it to death. There are, a few glaring issues I'm sure you guys know as well. It's actually doing pretty good recently, update wise.
Yep.
That even the recent one, update 21 with the new camera, a couple new trucks as well. I'm actually being honest. I'm just kind of surprised they're catching up now, but that's pretty good.
Yep.
But you can think of it as a Forza Horizon. I hate doing comparisons like this, but a Forza Horizon mixed in with the GTA lifestyle features as an MMO racer. I think it's sounding like it's gonna be really heavy on MMO and like interactivity and online play. In terms of, because I'm sure you guys haven't played the last one, so you probably aren't really. The recent news about houses being dropped is kind of controversial. Houses there won't be in the game at launch, but they're going to be tied into the story post-launch.
Okay.
But what we have, the recent screenshots of the Solar Hotel. So like they were saying, it's literally going to be your MMO where you enter the game, all the vents are there. You see a lobby with 4 players, 4 cars highlighted. It's sounding like they're really trying to. What TD2 was missing was obviously because the online servers weren't that good at launch, and the social interactivity, it seems like they've modernized that for Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown in terms of trying to build a bigger TD audience. Because the crazy stat is TD2 sold 2 million copies as of like now.
Oh, as of right now. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So what is it?
Right.
The 2000
as of now.
Yeah.
So when you
Nice.
compare that to like 20 million Forza Horizon, I think it's even more now or something, man.
Yeah.
Even the crew, I think, is at like 5th. How many people are you aware?
I don't know how many people in the crew too.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's probably around 10 million at least.
I don't even know.
Compared to then,
I don't even know how you calculate the sales for Forza Horizon 5 because half of them are Game Pass.
I know.
Anyway, this is
probably a lot. That's probably the easiest way to say it.
You've said GTA twice in this while you're talking, and I'm not even joking. I wrote down as I was watching your content. I wrote down this game feels more similar to GTA than it does to Forza Horizon 5.
And I would agree with that statement. Yeah,
it's very strange. Like obviously you don't have all the like shooting, killing, all that stuff, but But like the way that you like status really matters. It seems like
exactly.
The luxury and status and like what stuff you have in your apartment and all that stuff like really matters in the game, and I think that's maybe not gonna attract a general racing game fan.
But I think more niche.
Yes, but I think if people play something like that, they might get it, if that makes sense. Like it might click while they're playing, like, oh, this is actually really fun, and I want to grind for these clothes, and I want to get new shoes, and I want to have, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
I think on top of on that note, though, because we still have the casino and nightclubs, which was nightclubs was something that was supposed to be in Test Drive Unlimited 2, but got cut before the game launched. So because it's the same creative director from the past games to this one. So nightclubs, it just sounds like overall a really large MMO. I think that's something that even the racing game genre is kind of missing, like a new game, like something that's new, right?
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how it does, even from launch onwards, because if it does well, post launch can only get better. And
Agreed.
I still think if each racing game kind of focuses on their own subgenre, then racing game fans are going to be happier.
I agree.
Because you can't have Forza Horizon blending in TD features, because then it's going to alienate. It's not going to mix, if you know what I mean. The gameplay's kind of set. So that's Forza Horizon's issue, I think, as well. They kind of alienated the people that first played Forza Horizon 1. It's not the same game at all in terms of even the audience growing with the game. It's a totally different game.
Yeah.
So if Forza Horizon takes this new position where they're at right now with their audience and who they cater to, Need for Speed, I really hope. I have such high hopes for Need for Speed, man, because as much as I love TDU, I was a huge Need for Speed fan. And even up until like recently, I haven't. Funny thing, before Unbound and Heat, the last Need for Speed game I could say I actually played was Shift 1.
Wow.
Which was like a long time ago, man. That was the last Need for Speed game I could say I really played. And I think that people actually don't like that game as well. So people don't even like Shift 1, as I've been hearing.
That's true. I have you beat only because I think I'm probably a little bit older than you. I hadn't played anything since Underground 2.
Yeah.
So Underground 2 and then Heat. That was my my journey. So, but anyway, I actually really like where Unbound tried to go. To be honest with you,
I agree with you.
Not to get stuck on Need for Speed, but I really liked where they tried to go, and I hope with the next couple of content updates, which will most likely be the last ones, we probably won't get more than 1 year of support, but hopefully they can sort of give players more things to do in multiplayer. That's really my hope for these next two.
Yeah.
Maybe a few new cars, but I'm okay with the cars list. It's fine. It doesn't need to be crazy, but more things to do in multiplayer would make the game much more replayable, and that's what I'm hoping for.
Just so I can catch up on the Need for Speed side of things.
Yeah.
New one is slated, I guess we could say, like assumed for next year release in 2024.
Then another game?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
You think it's gonna be like a 3-year break then?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the thing is, you're supposed to have one. Well, not supposed to, but the general release structure was every 2 years, which is why they wouldn't give it any more than about 6 months to 9 months worth of support. And the support wasn't even support. It was like really tiny, patches, little bug fixes and things. But I think that this year they've committed to a year's worth of content, from what I understand. So you've got we just had Volume 2. Volume 2 update came out 2 months ago, and now we should have Volume 3 in either late June or July. And then I think Volume 4 that'll be it. That'll be the last update for the game, and then they'll immediately start working on the next one. And what I hope is they keep the concepts that they have in Unbound, maybe add in a little bit of Heat, because I really prefer Heat's day-night cycle where you could choose. I don't like this forced day-night cycle in the campaign. But I hope they add some Heat stuff in there, and then sort of mesh it with Unbound and see what kind of product we get. I would love a Heat too.
Do you wish multiplayer and single player was tied as one, or are you okay with it being split?
I'm really conflicted on this. I really am. I lean towards being okay with it being split, because it means when you get into multiplayer, you're going to have people racing with you. Like, that's really the change they made. They split it so that when you're in multiplayer, the only thing you're there to do is race. And so people are accepting invites. You can get a couple of people in your races every time. In Heat, you can't get anybody. I mean, it's really difficult to get people to join your races unless you have a friend or you have a party that's racing with you. So I really lean towards that, but at the same time, I feel like it's a huge problem for a lot of people, because they finished the story campaign. It took them on average 20 hours or so to get through that. And then And then they're like, okay, let me jump into multiplayer. And then they jump in and like, oh, I don't have any of my cars. Well, with the exception
start
of a
from
couple.
zero.
Now I have to grind again to unlock everything. And I have to do 30 playlists, which equals 90 races. I'm out, dude. And then they just bounce. So I think it hurt the game ultimately, but I do appreciate the attempt to sort of like make people accept invites, if that's you know what I mean?
They just made the grind too hard. I think it would have worked if they made the grind a little bit better.
Definitely.
Like it's so hard to unlock everything. Like I mean, I don't even think you don't even have everything unlocked yet, huh?
No, I have almost 600 hours in the game, and I don't have all the cars unlocked. It's insane. I mean, it's crazy.
I mean, you could have if you just like were only working on that, grinding that specifically, but it's like that's crazy.
Yeah, but I would be like, I wouldn't want to play the game anymore after that. So
right.
Silly. Okay, getting back to test drive for a moment. There's something that I was really curious about because it seemed like it was like this big issue in the test drive community. I'm calling it Housegate. It seems like people are upset because there's no houses at the launch. But I agree with your analysis on this. I was watching your video. I agree with the fact that like a house doesn't have to be a house. It could be an apartment or a luxury hotel room. Like I feel like it's just it's just this space that you get to customize and you get to like make your own and grind for all of these different things to put in there, right? I feel like maybe the marketing wasn't that letter maybe wasn't super clear, or it wasn't, I don't know, they should have twisted it a little bit. Like houses are here, but they're apartments, you know?
Yeah, it's not its own house.
I think because, so we're supposed to get newsletters every month until launch, but it's hard to know until we because up until now, like now that we've kind of learned about the hotel, the map, and the dealerships and workshops, it's kind of like what left until they're gonna show us gameplay. So I feel like they kind of ended it on this note, maybe to be like, okay, I'm not gonna tell you everything just so that it's not as bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even houses, I think if they said apartments, people would be like too specific. They'd be like, okay, apartments. I like marketing wise, because as I'm sure some people would say, marketing wise for the game, obviously it's not until recently it's kind of been picking up now.
Sure.
So some people kind of weren't that happy. I can see, fair enough. I still think that development wise, they probably didn't have time to add houses, because making a TDU game from scratch, I mean, I'm not allowed to, bro. It sounds
it's daunting.
A long time. Yeah, it's hard, man.
It's crazy. I mean, the number of different systems that are in this game seems like it's just a huge undertaking. It almost feels like, I said, like, keep going back to GTA. It's hard because it's like the only walk around sort of. It has very similar features, so I keep going back to that. But to make GTA, think about how long it took them to make the current iteration of GTA. I mean, they've been putting out updates and updates for like, what is it, 10 years now? 9 years? I mean, and then that's where the game is at. So that development cycle for TDU Solar Crown is it's got to be similar at the very least.
Yeah. Because even for engine, man, because there's no way they've ever tried to. That island's dense, man. It's dense. So I know their engine would have had to be upgraded a ton to even support something like that.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see it, man. The gameplay, I'm dying to see gameplay of this game.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it doesn't get delayed again.
What do you want from the handling model? Like, what do you? It's not. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not like a super arcadey. It's much more on the sim side.
Yeah. It's supposed to be more on the sim side.
So what do you want to see? Like, compare it to a game that's out right now. Like, what would be the closest, you think?
I kind of want it if we're going between Forza Horizon, I guess that you can see that's arcade. Like, it's probably borderline arcade simcade. Forza Horizon,
sure.
On a scale from Assetto Corsa to Forza Horizon, I would probably put it at just about in between or a little bit on Assetto Corsa side.
Okay.
Yeah, they've kind of like teased that like the physics is still gonna be for everyone. I'm interested because TD1 had a hardcore mode, which if you have a wheelman, there's no. It's a shame that TD1, as much as I love the physics of that game, it's a shame you see its age pretty well. Especially compared to TD2, that's kind of I don't really like playing it. You can definitely see the age. I mean, it came out like 2006, man. So as you expect, the physics though, man, on a wheel are incredible.
Really?
It's as an open world racing game, bro, it is probably the best physics
That's insane.
I played on wheel, man. It's almost that of a Assetto Corsa, but more on like a softer side. So it's a lot easier to on wheel when you see the force feedback. It's beautiful, man. I've never played an open world racing game with physics like that.
Nice.
So I'm hoping they can do that for Solo Crown. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That gives me a much clearer picture because I was a little bit fuzzy on exactly how this game is going to feel. And for me personally, I much prefer an arcade game over a sim game. And so I don't know, maybe TDU is not going to be for me, but I am so excited to try it because of all of those other features that you mentioned. And I reading through some of those letters, the creative director says that it's like it's a driving experience game. So it's not like, how do I put it? It doesn't.
You don't have to race, basically.
Yes,
it's a lot more for you to do. Yeah, exactly.
It's more about feeling the car and driving the car, and I can't wait to break out my wheel and give it a shot. So I'm definitely excited about that, and I don't know. It's just
Honestly, I'm dying to see because the map alone. I think if Kiloton recreated it really nicely, it's probably gonna be a really good map, man. When we haven't really had, I could say, like a really good racing game map as of recently for open world racing games.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm still interested in Motorfest because Oahu is a nice island.
Yeah.
I've seen in the IGN article it's not a 1-to-1 scale though, so I don't know how big it's gonna be.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see how they do that.
Yeah. So because it's Hong Kong Island is going to be recreated in 1-to-1 scale. Does that mean, and it's what, 300 kilometers of roads or 600? What was it? What was the stat?
So, IRL, like in real life, Hong Kong Island has 442 kilometers of road.
Okay.
But Kiloton they turned some of these walking paths.
Got it.
If you go on like Google Earth, and you'll kind of see these walking paths found around Hong Kong Island. They've turned those into like off-road routes. So there's over 600 kilometers of road in TDUSC.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
So there's a lot more road than real life. Yeah.
So does it take the same amount of time to drive 600 kilometers in real life as it would in the game? Like, I know that the map is 1-to-1 scale, but does it take that same amount of time?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, obviously not counting for turns and stuff. Yeah.
If it was straight and you were driving at a consistent speed, it would take the same amount of time.
Exactly.
Which is incredible. It's going to be crazy.
It's it's more road than Test Drive Unlimited 2's Ibiza map, and that was pretty big when you think about it. So it's crazy to think about it because 600 kilometers, like compared to most recent open world racing games, they've, other than the Crew 2, they've never had that much road and it's never been that dense.
Yeah.
So even to see how the KT engine handles it, and obviously they dropped the last gen, so that's probably why, to be fair as well. But I'm interested, man, because it can really be, I think, even if it's not the game, like you don't have to be a TDU fan, I think, in terms of seeing the lifestyle features in the MMO. If you could just cruise and explore the map to level up, which is what they're saying you could do, then that's fine. You're still gonna enjoy the game.
Yeah.
So I think it's something different. People are gonna enjoy it just because it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree 100%. Kyle, what do you think about the game?
I think it's actually like super interesting. It's nothing that I've ever played other than just driving around when I was young. But other than that, like that style of game, like there's nothing else like it. So it's interesting. I'm really interested to actually get in and like see actually how it plays out and like figure out what it is.
Yeah, definitely. Now we're expecting release this year, right?
Yes, I'm gonna guess November, which is funny because that's my 10-year anniversary on YouTube. So it'd be funny if it lines up, man.
That'd be great.
That'd be
I'll
awesome.
call it a crazy coincidence.
That'd be
Yeah,
great.
that'd be sick.
But you saw financial documents. It said it's gonna be in the fiscal year of 20. I forgot how they work. 23, 24. So
Okay.
that's from now to next year, March. But obviously, it's 2023, the day we know. So that would be Q4.
Right.
So that's half. So not September, October to March is the second half of their fiscal year.
Okay.
So hopefully October, November, December, Q4 this year, I'm guessing, and November. If it does get delayed, I still think if anything, it would be like February. It wouldn't be that much. If it just for like if they do like a beta test or something
Sure.
for servers, and they say, okay, we need more stability. So I don't think Alain knew this. Obviously, TDU2 servers, they weren't that good at launch at all. So I doubt he's gonna want to release it just like it was before, because
Right.
people,
Mhm.
the press, they're gonna rip that apart.
Oh, dude.
Gonna rip that apart.
It's something that it seems like is happening to every game nowadays. It seems
I
like
was
every
just
game
gonna say that.
releases and there's server issues or there's bugs or there's
Yeah.
whatever, you
I
name
was
it, man.
just
Games
gonna
are
say I wouldn't be surprised. Another unfinished game launched.
please don't. It seems
Hopefully
like
not, man. Hopefully not.
yeah, it seems like they're taking their time with this one, to be honest with you. I mean, we
Yeah.
started hearing about this quite a while ago, so it's been in
Oh, 3 years,
development.
man.
Yep.
3 years since they've teased it.
Yep.
Time flies.
We made
So-
a video on it, I think, right?
I did. I made it when we first got what was the trailer? It
trailer,
was
I
the
think-
reveal trailer, and then we got the head-to-head trailer, and I made it
Mhm.
like everything we know about TDU Solar Crown, and at that point I didn't know anything about the game, and I was just kind of
Yeah.
researching and just I put together as much information
Mhm.
I could find into a video. And I think I'll probably update that at some point because I'd like to cover the game a little bit, but probably not in any type of depth. Maybe just a review of the game.
Yeah.
But it's something that yeah. I mean, when did that video come out? That was like it was last
I can
year.
probably find it.
a year, maybe
Yeah.
it was last year, I
yeah.
think.
So it was a long time ago.
It was too
It's so
long.
crazy. It's been 3 years, man. Like even now, I've been uploading TDU content for 3 years. I'm surprised. Shout out to everyone who's followed me over the years, man.
Came
It's
out
crazy.
May 14th of 2021.
May
Okay.
14th.
21.
2021. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Just well past it.
that's 2 years ago.
That was when that came out.
Wow,
Dang, that's great. It did not feel like that was 2 years ago.
dude, you're telling me, bro.
Yeah.
How did that happen? I thought COVID was like 20 and 21. I thought those years went real fast. And then 22 felt really long to me. And then 23, I mean, this year's flying to me. I feel like we're going to blink and we're going to be in 24. So,
Yep.
Oh. Hopefully by then I'm expecting like a volume 4 from Need for Speed
dude,
and
please,
Yeah.
the
please,
first update for TDSC.
please. We need an update so bad. You know what I want more than an update? Okay, first of all, let's get this out of the way. I do want updates, so the audience doesn't have to freak out right now. But what I want more than an update is communication. Please,
Yeah.
EA,
Mhm.
Criterion, please just give us some information to say, hey, we're not going to do an update for 2 more months, or hey, this is our schedule, or hey, this is our roadmap, or whatever, dude. Just give me something,
Yeah.
just
I don't
information.
know. They think like the surprise thing is like good or something.
It's not.
Like, hey, check out what we're doing. Like
It's not good,
the
dude.
last minute. It's like, dude.
So wait, question here. If Need for Speed is, you guys think it's gonna be on a 3-year cycle, so then 2025,
Mhm.
you're saying that this year's like it for updates? That's it?
That's it.
Yep.
Then they're gonna go dark for 2 years. You might get, you know what you might get? You might get a remaster or a mobile game in between. That's what I'm thinking is gonna happen, which I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't want to play the old games. There's a lot of nostalgia there. I mean, everybody wants a most wanted remaster, right?
Yeah,
That's
they
that's
come
what
with the most wanted remaster.
that's what the Need for Speed community wants until it comes out, and then they're gonna play it for a month and realize, why did we like this game? You know, I just feel like that happens. Although my experience recently with Underground 2, I went back and played it recently. Did a whole playthrough of the campaign, and it was great. It was great. It was with the context of the fact that this game came out in 2004, which was so long ago, almost 20 years ago. It was a phenomenal game for 2004, 100%. But anyway, it's just something that I have these like little arguments with my own community. Like everybody wants a Most Wanted remaster, and I'm like, please don't. Just work on a new game, please. New game. But yeah, we'll probably have a little dry spell, probably 2 years before we see another game, and this will be the only update or the only year of content for Unbound. I think. Little disappointing, especially since my entire channel is pretty much dedicated to Need for Speed.
Yeah.
I hope you don't have the same experience with TDU, dude. I hope that updates, please.
That's it. I'm surprised I was able to go 3 years on TDU1 and TDU2 content.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm praying there's not a The Taken King moment for TDU.
You know what, though?
As much as I love it.
What I've learned from doing this for the last 4 or 5 years, you've got a few years on me here, but I've got 5 years under my belt or something like that. It's the longer you stick with something and you just keep improving what you're doing on that subject, people find you, man. People will find you. They'll
100%.
follow. They're there. They're there. They're ready to watch the content. I believe in it. So, like I said before, I looked at your channel and I said, he's got 800 videos. This guy's grinding. Like you for a long time, you've been putting out consistent content, and I think with this new game, it's gonna pay off. I mean, I really do. Like you're gonna be able to cover it in depth, and I don't think there's really any other. I've looked. I just don't think there's like anybody that's really gonna go into it in the type of depth that I think you will. So that's really awesome, dude.
Thank you, man.
It really is.
I have high hopes.
Is there anything that you want the general audience, racing game fan audience, you want them to know about that game specifically, or about the TDU franchise specifically?
Honestly, not specifically. I think to be fair, the newsletters I think kind of set so far, like all 3 newsletters that we've gotten kind of set the tone for what this game is going to be in terms of, and we've seen the map, we've seen some of the features. There's a lot, like unless you've played like a lot of TD1 and TD2, there was a lot of hints that it's going to be like a good homage to the past TDU games in terms of the car list. Like even now haven't shown any obviously bangers per se. I think they're gonna save that for like reveals and all that. But the car list so far are literally like icons from Test Drive Unlimited 2, like the V12 Q7.
Nice.
Really good. Some of the Citroen 2CV cars like that, the Beetle, like key TD2 cars. That, you know, kind of kicks in the nostalgia.
Right.
I think they've chosen. So they've covered the car list pretty well so far, I think. And I'm assuming it's not going to be that large, though. I personally think it's going to be around 120.
Okay.
Maybe less. I think 100 to 120 is what they're going to aim for.
That's about what a Need for Speed would have.
Speed, yeah.
That's okay. I'm okay with that. People I think get too obsessed with like the car list has to be insane. Like Forza Horizon 5's car list is so long that I just like I'm tuned out to it now. I'm just like, okay, it's fine. They added another car, great. You know, it gets a little old for me. But they have some good cars in there. I mean, for them to acquire the Toyota license, I think was pretty huge. And there's not a lot of games that are getting the Toyota license lately, so that's a tough one.
I'm interested if Solo Crown's gonna get that, because I know obviously Need for Speed. Yeah. I think Crew 2 has it now or something as well.
Yep.
Awesome, wrong. Yeah, they have Toyota, so I'm interested what it's gonna be for Solo Crown.
Yeah. Because
if we get it, I think Need for Speed people are gonna be like, okay,
so mad.
What's the actual deal?
Yeah,
they're gonna be so mad. The official story has always been that Need for Speed promotes street racing and lawlessness and stuff like that, and so Toyota's PR team just doesn't want any part of it. I don't think Need for Speed's not trying. I mean, the audience has been yelling about it for years. Everybody wants Toyota, but I don't think they're not trying. I just think Toyota's like, no, sorry, we're not doing it. Oh, well.
It's still interesting, man, because I feel like it's not street racing. I think it's something else. I couldn't tell you. I just feel like it's something beyond
that we don't know about. Just like someone at EA just pissed them off or something.
The cover. Like, you guys run from cops. We can't do this.
Yeah. It's a good cover. It makes sense. Before we end this up, I want to talk a little bit about a couple of games that I played recently, and maybe you've tried them or not. But Disney Speedstorm and Lego 2K Drive. Have you tried either one of those?
So I saw your video on the Disney one.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought at first, even for Lego, I kind of thought, like, when the trailer came out, man, I thought, damn, this game looks sick. I'm gonna have to play it. But now I've kind of lost interest. To be honest, like, gaming wise, all I play at the moment, actually, like, even the other day, I bought BeamNG.
Okay.
And I refunded it the same day. 0 hours put into it. I just thought, you know what? I don't know why I bought this. I mean, which is crazy because some people are gonna hang me for saying that. Why on earth did you buy BNG and sell it after? But all I play right now, Valorant, which until TDUSC comes out, that's my extreme guilty pleasure. I need to stop playing, but until Solar Crown releases, like that's just it is what it is.
You've hit a couple of Valorant people as well. We love playing. That's what we play for fun usually.
Listen, it's how I feel like it's Valorant. Racing game people. I feel like and Valorant it ties in together very easily.
I have no idea why, but yeah, I agree.
I've been dipping back into Counter-Strike also.
We've been playing Counter-Strike.
Mostly Valorant. I was actually playing Valorant a little earlier today.
It's a great game. Great game, and it makes me relax. I play Unbound for content. Yeah, Valorant is great to relax. I just talk to people.
They're all lobbies.
Well, I don't play competitive very often, so that's why. It's mostly unrated or swift play or something like that. So it's fun for me.
Man. I'm
They're all
competitive.
Okay. What's your rank? Or highest rank?
Bro, Diamond 2.
Diamond 2. Oh, you beat.
And then this is literally this is less than a month ago, bro. Yeah. I hit Diamond 2. I was like, let's go, a nice win streak. And then all of a sudden, bro, lost. And I hit Plat 1. Tell me how that's possible, bro.
Yeah, I hit
it happened.
Diamond 1 at the end of episode 5, and then I took a break. I haven't played in a while, and then we just recently been getting back into it. So I'm not ranked anymore right now, but
bro, it's so hard to like rank up when oh my god, bro, you got hard stuck so easily.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pumped though, dude. I like solo queued myself all the way up to Diamond 1.
Yeah. That's what I say. You feel accomplished, bro. Once you found Diamond,
it's because that game has a huge skill gap, and so you're the accomplishment of just doing okay in a comp game feels good. It feels great.
Well, the majority of the player base is silver.
Yeah.
It's like a crazy like a crazy number. I think it's like 60% or something like that of the player base is silver.
Jeez, that actually makes me feel a lot better about myself now.
Yeah. Dude, Diamond was like 3% of the player base.
You're
dude,
top 3%, dude.
Yo, I'm about to right now then. Thanks, guys.
So Disney Speedstorm. I want to talk about just real quick. I want to update everybody that's watching, because anybody that watched the first episode, we talked about just a bunch of different games, and then Disney and both Disney and Lego 2K Drive were on there, and I had a chance to play them. I've got full reviews. By the time this podcast goes live, I have full reviews already published on the channel. But I just want to give like my favorite thing about it and my least favorite thing about it, and then I'll let Kyle let you do the same thing.
Okay.
Let's talk about Disney first. So my favorite thing is the endless possibilities in terms of character and content additions. Because they're in the Disney universe, it is unlimited the number of different characters and content packs that they could probably put out. And so I think for people who fall in love with the mechanics of the game or the racing or whatever, the competitiveness of it, there is so much content to be made on that game. So that's my favorite thing. My least favorite thing is how freaking complicated the UI and all of the crazy currencies are. There's like 15 different currencies in the game, and the UI is just it's insane. It's too hard to understand what it is. So anyway, what do you got?
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay,
That's
so
it.
Disney,
it's just a quick hitter.
I went pretty easy with it. My favorite thing about it be just the gameplay itself. Like I just think it's like super fun. Like the whole time we've been playing it and everything, dude. It's just I don't know. It's just a fun.
It is pretty good.
It's just fun. Just can't beat a kart racer, dude. I don't know. They're just a blast to play, and like the soundtrack to it also. Like sick, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's weird to say like Disney songs, but they did a really good job with it.
They're great.
I don't know, it's awesome.
Did you?
And
you said you watched Alex. You said you watched my review, right? Did you?
Yeah.
Did you hear the part about the soundtrack?
No, actually, I didn't actually finish the review. I got around halfway.
It's phenomenal. They take like the Disney songs that are like known for like in the movies, like for example Jungle Book. They have that song Bare Necessities.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they take that song Bare Necessities and they remix it, dude. It's so good.
Yeah, it's
so
pretty
good.
Sick.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
And
so you have you sold? Oh, sorry.
No,
go on. I was gonna say, since you guys have sold me on Disney,
awesome.
Now I haven't even finished watching it, and I'm supposed to sell you on TDUSC. I'm not sure if I've done that. Let me know if I have. But you sold me on Disney now. I should look it up.
I think I was already sold on TDUSC. I'm getting it no matter what. I just was curious. Yeah, I was curious for someone who's maybe on the fence. I think this podcast is going to be eye opening for them in terms of the features and things about the game that are going to be good. So
I think it's like under the radar.
Under the radar for sure.
Like very under the radar. Like I
drops, man. That's when everyone's gonna. I'm hoping they do something at Gamescom. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they need to. I think once they actually start marketing like some real stuff, then like everyone's gonna. Hopefully, everyone starts going there because I think it's gonna be bought just because it's new.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, people just want to try something new, man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sounds pretty sick. Oh, for what I dislike about
what's your least favorite thing?
The ranking. The rank points.
Rank points. Yeah.
When playing ranked mode, which is actually really sick. It's fun. There's a racing game that has ranked, like you actually rank up, but the points seem very inconsistent. They don't tell you how it works. Yep. Like I got third place out of 8 people and got minus rank points and like deranked. Or I'd get like 5th place out of 8 people and get plus 20. Like I don't know, it didn't make any sense. So that's the thing that I hated the least about it was how the rank works.
Yeah, the ranked was pretty bad. To be honest with you,
look really good from what I was seeing in the video you guys posted. Them, it's like some of the tracks look really good, man.
Yeah, dude, they're sick. It's actually really fun.
They're really fun. All right, so let's move on to Lego 2K Drive. This is really fresh in my mind because I literally finished my review yesterday before recording this. My favorite thing about it is the story. Not the story, but the fact that the story only takes about 12 hours or so to complete. And if you look at my game completion, it's at about 18%. So there is a tremendous amount of things to do in Lego. And the activities are all feeling different. Like there's all these like little side things. Like in Need for Speed, you have like speed traps and jumps and all this. So they've got that type of stuff in Lego, but it all feels differently. Like there's like a mini game that you just like you go through this little gate, this checkpoint gate, and then it like spawns these 3 golf balls, and you have to knock the golf balls into this giant hole that's in the center. It's a stupid, silly game, but like that type of stuff is so unique and inventive. There's just a ton of stuff to do around the map. Like I said, I've completed the story, and I only have like 18% of the game complete. So that by far is my favorite thing about it, the sheer number of things to do.
My favorite thing about Lego was the aesthetic of it all. Like the maps look sick. All like the custom cars that are like in it already. So like when you would do like the races against people, whatever the rival is, they normally have like a really awesome car.
Yep.
You win that car and then you get to drive it around or whatever. Like there's this dude, he had like a dragster but it was like a taco, like you ran like a taco shop. Like
Yeah.
just silly stuff like that, dude. It just looks
It's
awesome.
good.
I don't know. That
Yeah.
was one of my favorite things about it.
Yeah, it's definitely good. The one last thing about this, because I just was on top of my head. I love that you can break through everything and Legos explode everywhere when you're driving around and you just hit something. It's like,
or even there's like little Lego pedestrian people walking around.
Yeah.
If you hit them, dude, like they just ragdoll go flying. Like that's pretty funny too.
it is a very fun game. All right, last thing before we end it is some questions for you, Alex. So every guest of the podcast, you're the first one, by the way. So congrats on being the first guest.
Dude.
Thank you.
Every guest of the podcast is going to have to answer 4 questions at the end of the episode, and here are the 4 questions. Just simple, short answers, nothing crazy. You don't have to go deep on it. Just simple things. All right. So,
All right.
what was your first racing game you ever played?
I'm kind of stuck here now.
It's tough. You gotta go deep.
It's a tough one.
Are we counting Driver, the one based in Cuba, as a racing game, or is that more of a GTA?
I think Driver's technically racing, right?
I would consider that a racing game. Sure.
Driver on GameCube, then I guess.
Wow.
It's either that or Need for Speed. Damn it, bro! I forgot which one came first. Underground on GameCube.
Okay.
Yeah, the old ones.
Gotcha.
That would have been first.
What was?
Sorry. I lied.
Go ahead.
I've got Game Boy Advance, Corvette, Booming Game. I remember.
Wow.
That's my childhood.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That's a long time ago.
Yes.
What was your first car in real life? The very first one you got?
Chevrolet Sonic.
Oh, okay.
2012. Yeah.
Sweet.
That engine was trash.
Was it like a 1.2 liter? What does it have
I
in
love
it?
the engine. It was 1.4 liter turbo. Good on gas, and it
Nice.
had a kick to it, but
Nice.
Well, it only weighs like
built
1,000 pounds. So.
poorly. Yeah,
It was what?
exactly. The build quality of the engine wasn't that good, man. I had a lot of issues with it.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Was it
man.
because you were banging gears or?
Funny enough, no. I mean, I hope not. It could have been that. I've had a BMW with 0 issues ever. So I'd like to
That's
say
impressive.
I'm part of the
Impressive.
yeah.
That's
I like
impressive.
to say I'm part of the the elite.
Gotcha.
Yeah, dude.
Gotcha.
I use my
That's
indicator though. Maybe that's why.
Oh yeah. Rare.
Super rare. All right. What's your dream car?
All right. The new 992 GT3 RS
Nice.
911. Yeah,
that's
that's
nice. Beautiful.
It's
beautiful.
An amazing car. It's
Yeah.
a great choice. Absolutely great. All right, last one. You ready? If you could play one video game for the rest of your life, and that's the only game you get to play, what is it?
Can I give you one that's not released yet?
Sure.
All right, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown.
Wow.
Didn't see that coming.
Didn't see that coming.
Who'd have known?
Nice. Well, Alex, I appreciate it. Is there anything you want to plug while you're here before we go? Not that this is like a millions of viewers audience, but anything that you want to plug besides the channel. Obviously, we're gonna have channel links and stuff like that in the description and stuff. So.
All right. Huge shout out to Militia Gaming for having me on the podcast today, and subscribe to them.
Thank you.
Because I'm sure they're also going to be uploading some test drive content in the future, and hopefully Need for Speed Volume 3.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, I wish the best for Need for Speed because you guys need it, man. I'm hoping every racer succeeds so we can stop having these Sports Horizon is the best racer of all time every single year it releases.
Yep. Oh gosh, I know.
Yeah.
That's just Xbox fans, dude. That's all that is.
Yeah.
They just want something up on PlayStation. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know we went for about an hour, a little over an hour, and time is something that's hard to come by. So I really it hasn't.
Thank you for inviting me. Seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, go check out Alex VII. I've got the channel links in the description. Go check him out. He's going to be the primary source for TDUSC, TDU2, TDU1 content, anything test drive. He is the expert, the guy to go to. So, Alex, thank you, man. I really appreciate it, man.
Yep.
All right, let's take it easy.
Yep.
The outro is bye.
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 See you later, dude.